Salutations, everyone. I'm Omer.
I'm Trevor.
And this is
Let's see.
Graps. Oh, we actually hit it on the right time there. There we go. We love it. Zoom delay. Thou art our humble friend. Hello, everyone. What's up, all the friends in the chat? Hope y'all are doing well. Trevor, how are you doing?
I'm hanging in there, sir. How are you?
Same thing I said last week. The horrors persist, yet so do I. I'm still here. We're here. We're live. It is a wonderful day to talk about professional wrestling. An insane week to talk about professional wrestling, as we have AEW Revolution. We have Sting's final match coming up. We also have news out of WWE Elimination Chamber. The Mania card looks a lot more clear now than it did just a few days ago. And Dark Side of the Ring Season 5 returning. We're going to talk about the first few episodes of that of this upcoming season, In the meantime, guys, be sure to smash that like button and go over to youtube.com/@OTGraps. Subscribe to the channel. Get us we can get to 140 subs by the end of this stream, I think. Like, we're at 130. We'll definitely get there. But y'all can help us get there. Subscribe. I know y'all been enjoying the content over there. Subscribe. That's an order. Sergeant Slaughter style. Oh my! What was that line that Shawn Michaels and HBK or Shawn Michaels and Triple H said to Sergeant Slaughter when
Which one?
I was like,
when they were making...
I think it was on the Christmas Raw.
Was that the one when they wrestled each other for the European title?
Yeah. The original finger poke of doom. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said something wild. They were like, "Stop spitting at me" or something like that.
They used to say wild stuff to him all the time.
Like, oh no! You know what it was? They came out with the face guards, like the face shield. That was wild because he kept on spitting at him. That was funny.
No, hold on. Okay, go.
Amazing. Well, got a wonderful show planned for y'all today. Trevor, let's get right into it and talk about the show of the week. WWE Elimination Chamber. The show of the week, my booty. Well, Trevor, let's just get it out of the way early on. Elimination Chamber was last week. Oh, let's acknowledge some of the people in the chat. I put the ones up, acknowledging Joe, acknowledging CC. I will acknowledge this question when we get to the Revolution part, but this is a critical question. Is he going to be there? We'll fill you in on what we know, which is basically the same as what everyone else knows. But Trevor, Elimination Chamber this past Saturday morning, night, depending on where the hell in the world you were, it was a show.
Things happened.
I think that's safe to say. It was a damn show. But it had some good matches. It had some meh matches, and it had some stinkers. But 5-match card, Trevor. All right.
Amazing. First and foremost, amazing.
Is it though?
Very happy.
5-match card. This was nearly a 4-hour show. I want you to guess how much wrestling was on the show counted to like the hours, like on a 4-hour show. How much time of wrestling did we have?
It wasn't much. Like, I didn't count it when I watched. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just like how much about this on a 4-hour wrestling pay-per-view with one segment, because like there was a segment that was like that was advertised with one segment. How much wrestling time should there be? In your head, like how much like would you think, like, like, okay, it should be at least like, maybe 3 hour, whatever, like something like that, right?
Yeah, like three and a half hours, something like that.
Yeah, one would think. An hour and 39 minutes of wrestling on this damn show, Trevor.
It was. Yeah, it was very little wrestling on the show. And it seemed like every match was like they were trying to get every match out quickly. And it kind of ruined the show, to be honest with you.
We had the Kabuki Warriors defending their defending their WWE women's tag team titles against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. 8-minute match. Kabuki Warriors retained.
It was a match.
It
wasn't fantastic. It wasn't, no.
We love Asuka and Kairi Sane, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. But that was one a great match.
Yeah. We also had Judgment Day defending the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Okay, before we talk about this match, can I just ask you, what do you think about the fact that they're still carrying around like 2 sets of belts?
I thought they would change it just like they did Roman, honestly. Like, to me, it kind of says that there's a possibility they could split them later. But at the same token, like, if you're gonna have the United, the Undisputed, just get a belt like Roman did. Like, just make it official.
You know what? I don't even care if you have like 2 sets of belts, because like that's what you want to do. That's whatever. That's fine. Can we just get better belts?
All together? Yeah, just all together. Yeah,
I mean, but even belts. Just the tag titles, like the penny, the nickel belts. Like, I'm not like, it's like literally someone took a quarter and like was like, all right.
I thought they were different now.
Oh no, it's like it's literally like a quarter. Oh, it used to be a penny. Now it's a quarter.
Yeah, the quarter now. Yeah, the penny ones sucked. They were terrible. Oh, they were awful. I mean, they're bad too, but
ain't worth a dime. Those belts ain't worth a dime.
How do you feel about the design of the belts anyway? In general, like the overall belts for WWE, like how do you feel about the design? I think they're lackluster, personally.
Yeah, I think they're largely pretty bad. The only so I think the most creative one is the North American Championship. I like the NXT. I was
just about to say, that's probably the only one I really like, the North American one.
Because it's just like, it's such a callback, right? To old school like a title belt. It looks like
it actually doesn't look that bad either. Like, it's one of the better looking belts too.
Yeah, and honestly, the NXT titles, like the main like world titles for NXT, I think they look pretty good too. Like
I like the male's title. I like the women's title too. Actually,
yeah. Compared to the main roster, like the main roster belts, like all kind of suck in my opinion.
The Rhea Ripley's title kind of grew on me a little bit, but I still think it's kind of bad. But it definitely did grow on me.
Is it like the design that grew on you, or is it more like just like the white and gold like look?
The white and gold, I guess, kind of grew on me. The design isn't, like we said before, the design isn't terrible, right? But it's just something a little off about it. But to me, the white and gold is a callback to the old Intercontinental Championship. Like, it's a callback, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, the Intercontinental belt, I think, kind of sucks. It's a design. Same with the U.S. belt. I don't like. I know a lot of people like that's their kink. They don't like it. Roman's world title is better than the previous ones have been, just because it's like it looks gold, but like the World Heavyweight Championship. I think I said this. Like, I'm happy they at least got creative with it. Like, it's not just WWE. Because that's like,
look at it.
This is all their belts. It's just like, oh, that's a nice belt. Be a shame if someone just WWE.
That's fine. Look at it.
Look at it. Oh, yes. George Kittle holding up big WWE logo.
Oh man, that was
I mean, honestly, they should. Part of me is like they should do what AEW does, because AEW there was a big controversy online amongst like me and like 14 other people who were very riled up. So after Samoa Joe won the AEW belt, right? There were photos circulating online of this new AEW World Championship design, and it was basically the old design, except the AEW logo had just a big black rectangle like behind it. So it's like so the AEW logo is like more prominent. And I was immediately like, Why y'all doing this to the best belt in pro wrestling right now?
Yeah, the Big B, the Triple B was the
Yeah, but luckily, so what's happening is for like championship teams and all that kind of stuff, they're gonna give those championship teams the logo with the AEW logo very prominent, like the belt with the AEW logo very prominent. But for TV, Samoa Joe still got the old school, like it's there, you can see it, but like we don't
right.
need to know. Yeah, Dad, AEW, AEW. We don't need to know that.
He did.
Oh man, Job. It's like I did like when Drew McIntyre told him the doctor asked me if I could wrestle. And I asked him, "Who do you think I am, CM Punk?"
Yo, the fact that he's just trolling CM Punk is the funniest thing possible.
Trevor's like, "That's my favorite wrestler now."
It's the greatest thing ever.
Do you you think they got to be building up to a match, right? Whenever Punk's back,
Yeah, they have to.
like that T-shirt is just ridiculous.
I still haven't found it yet.
Oh my god, bro! Oh, that's such a funny T-shirt.
It is.
You know,
so
watch Jack Perry's gonna be walking around with it at like a New Japan show one of these days. Oh man, guys, be sure to smash that like button. All right, Trevor. Overall, though, we had 3 matches that really mattered on this show: the men's elimination chamber, the women's elimination chamber, and the main event for the women's world title: Rhea Ripley against Nia Jax. Let's talk about that main event first. That main event was pretty good.
It was decent.
It was pretty good.
Pretty good. It was better than I thought it was gonna be. To be honest with you. I think they made Nia look really strong by also making Rhea look dominant as well. Like, excuse me, I think the problem is in a lot of Nia's matches, Nia doesn't look as strong as she did against Rhea, normally in her matches. And I think that's that's kind of why people make her to be this joke, kind of sort of. You know what I mean? Like, and we all know it's a joke. Nia is a silent joke, unfortunately. But
she's not like most girls.
But no, like she did a very good job. Both women did a very good job in that match. I was very entertained, and to see Rhea's face when her family like acknowledged her and her hometown acknowledged her was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I mean, Rhea was so over, like insanely over. I'm glad she got that moment, and I'm glad that they had a really good match. Like, it was entertaining as hell.
It was.
You know, it was not entertaining as hell. For the most part, at least. The men's elimination chamber match. Trevor. Drew McIntyre wins after your favorite wrestler, Logan Paul, knocks out Randy Orton and basically delivers a world title match for Drew McIntyre on a silver platter. What did you think about this?
Here's the thing. We picked all the winners, and I knew coming in who was going to win. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, how are they going to do it? And then as soon as I started seeing it break down, I'm like, and you know what kind of upsets me? And I don't know for sure, but I kind of have a feeling that Logan Paul is going to wrestle LA Knight. Who you think?
Randy Orton. I think it's going to be Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and LA Knight, AJ Styles.
Yeah, that's what they've been kind of hinting to.
I mean, like AJ Styles like beat that man with a steel chair out of
he sure did. He's
like, oh, he was getting his Austin X7 on, like, yeah, damn son of a gun.
Like, can someone put a belt around that man's waist already? Good Lord.
Well, they will. They'll put the 24. They got that 24/7 belts available.
Yeah, and that's what they do to all their. Well, I can't say They good talent, but
hey man, don't hate on R-Truth. Did you see this thing? Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. It's really funny. Did you see this thing about R-Truth, Trev?
Which thing?
Oh, so here I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick. Guys, in the meantime, be sure to hit that like button. So R-Truth, like, okay, you know how like they were the talent were going to Australia, right? That was well known.
Oh, you're talking about? Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So the talent were going to Australia, but my man R-Truth, in his wisdom and glory, was like, okay, we're going to Austria? Question mark.
He said, I don't see anybody setting up.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, do I not have it? Oh. I mean, I can get it real quick. Actually, it'll take me like 2 seconds. But great. I mean, otherwise, what did you think about the men's match? Well, I'll pull this up.
It was weak. It was very weak. No one looked very strong at all. Honestly, it's just one of those matches where like you kind of wanted it to be over.
Now, why would you want to end things like that, Trevor? Why would you want to do that?
First off, look, they're trying to push Logan Paul to the moon, and he's
so good. He's so good. Just don't even lie.
He's so good at being bad.
Like he's got the second best buckshot in professional wrestling.
You hush your face.
Second best. I said second best. Don't worry.
That's not even a good buckshot. He looks like he messes it up every time he does it.
Nah. This is you can't be. You stop lying to the people. All right, you lying to the people.
I will say this. I will say that he is using his athleticism to his advantage. Like the watch him in the ring isn't bad. Honestly, some things he messes up on, but the watch him in the ring, because it seems like he just tries to do one outrageous thing after another to pretty much full highlight reel, which makes it fun. But other than that, and then they're not using LA Knight right. They're still not using Randy Orton right. Like, I mean, it was just it was like whatever.
You know, it was not whatever. R-Truth.
Going to Austria.
Well, I'm here in Austria.
Oh, is it not playing the sound?
Where's everybody at?
No sound?
I don't see nobody.
No sound. Hold on.
Been to the hotels?
The
arenas?
Oh, I know why there's no sound, because I'm an idiot.
Should I just go back home?
Okay, here we go.
Well, I'm here in Austria. Where's everybody at?
Australia, R-Truth. That's where they're at.
I don't see nobody.
I wonder why.
Been to the hotels? The arena's empty?
Mm-hmm.
Should I just go back home? Hey, good mate. Back to the airport. Oi!
What I want to know, who's the person in WWE? Because, like, here's the thing. We know damn well talent don't book their own travel. Who's the idiot who booked R-Truth? Oh, sorry, the genius who booked R-Truth a flight to Austria instead of Australia?
Oh, my God. That was so good. It was so good.
Man. Oh, there was a double echo. Wow. Hey, man, it be like that. Y'all heard it, though. Y'all heard it. We're working out the kinks. But yeah, men's match was kind of meh. Women's match, though, was kind of meh. I liked her a lot. We had Bianca Belair.
Tiffy time was there. It was Tiffy time the entire time.
Tiffy time. Yo, the crowd was behind Tiffany Stratton. Said it before, I'll say it again. Bonafide star in the making.
Dude. Like, she literally, like, made her transition to superstardom in 2 seconds. Like, it was crazy. It was so crazy to a point where they booed the fact that Liv Morgan was still in there. And Raquel Gonzalez.
First, her name is Raquel Rodriguez.
I call it Gonzalez. My bad. Rodriguez.
Raquel Rodriguez.
But yeah, it was ridiculous. Like you're like, what are they doing? And then when, of course, Tiffany Stratton didn't win because we all knew she wasn't going to win, they literally they wanted to riot in the streets. They were so upset once Tiffany Stratton got eliminated. But no, she did a great job. She looked very strong in that match, super strong. So did Naomi too. Actually, Naomi looked really strong in that match too.
Naomi looked amazing to me.
Of course she would.
I love her song. I love her song, man. Overall, what do you think about that pay-per-view? Like, give it like a out of 10.
You said out of 10?
Yeah, out of like a 5, whatever you want to do. 5, 10.
Yeah.
I said like 6. It sounds about right. 6.5. 6.5 sounds probably the most accurate, like between there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I was not waking up early to see that. I'm glad I didn't.
I woke up and I got a solid 7.
I woke up 10, rewatched the replay.
It's probably a smart thing to do because I was like, here's the thing. They said there were going to be surprises. Cody comes out and he's just like, I challenged The Rock. And they didn't even let Grayson Waller do his shtick. I was so mad about that.
Grayson Waller.
They had Grayson Waller in Australia, and like they didn't even like do anything with it. He's just like, "Hey, mate, I'm in Australia, crikey, hi, oi, back to the airport."
And then they made fun of A-Town down.
Sir, A-Town down, baby. A-Town down. We stand Austin. Look, this image has turned me into an Austin Theory fan.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has. Honestly, like I have memed him into likability.
He really looks like he has gas in this picture.
He looks like he's got a lot of things in this picture.
True, none of them good.
No, he looks in pain. He looks like there's someone get this man a doctor, please.
That's exactly what his face looks like.
He pooped his pants on school picture day. This is the group picture, man. He's like, hey man, poo town down.
What was that? The episode of South Park? Oh, I pooped.
Oh my god. All right. Well, enough of that crap. Let's move on, Trevor, and talk about Dark Side of the Ring. Ready?
Hey, yeah, let's get it.
All right. Dark Side of the Ring returns March 5th with a brand spanking new season, and the first episode of that season is going to be about the life and career of John Tenta, more widely known as Earthquake in WWE and Avalanche in WCW. He is, in my view, one of the most iconic characters in professional wrestling history. Trevor, I know that's someone that you and I both have been raving about for years, and we finally get an Earthquake piece that puts his life into perspective for a wide range of wrestling fans who may not be as familiar with his career. My question to you, Trevor, for the people out there who may not know about John Tenta, may not know about Earthquake, what did he mean to wrestling in the late 80s, early 90s, and what was his impact?
John Tenta was... So I mentioned last week how, Vince McMahon kind of named these bigger guys big names like Earthquake for seemingly fat guy. That's kind of a messed up name. but John Tenta, honestly, wasn't really anything special. And when it comes to wrestling, I mean, he couldn't move that fast. He wasn't jumping off the top rope. I mean, he wasn't like your big man nowadays, right? He wasn't like an anomaly, like a Kevin Owens or a Bam Bam Bigelow. But around that time period, it was him, it was Tugboat, a couple of other guys, but even though they weren't special, they made you watch. They still made you watch. Like their ability to do some of the tasks that they did, like super, like a power slam or a big guy doing a suplex, was amazing back then. Like they used to have like real squash matches. Like I mean, I know you've probably seen squash matches in the past, but like on Saturday Superstar, they get this guy that nobody knows. Like
Yeah.
he's like a $150 with rocks in his pocket, and they would let him wrestle bigger guys, like typically like Earthquake. Like
Those rocks in his pocket were moving around when he was
they
wrestling
were,
the
they
Earthquake.
definitely were, they definitely were, and like guys like Atom Bomb, stuff like that. They would wrestle these guys and just beat the living shit out of them to make them look strong.
Hmm.
Like like I said, like John Tenta did not match his in ring persona at all. Outside of the ring, John Tenta is one of the nicest gentlemen you ever want to meet. Like most wrestlers report him being so nice and such a great guy, and even in both promotions, like John. And if it wasn't for John Tenta and Earthquake, I mean, and Tugboat and guys like him, you wouldn't see guys like Kevin Owens. Like Kevin Owens reminds me so much of Bam Bam Bigelow and guys before him. It's ridiculous. Like Bam Bam broke the mold. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
totally. Especially
and
in
that
his
was that
era.
was another. I don't know if you saw that one last year, but that was another Dark Side of the Ring that was really good that I actually enjoyed because I always love watching Bam Bam. Bam Bam broke the mold. See, it was Tugboat and John Tenta and all those guys, and then you had Bam Bam over here, and Bam Bam was your guy that was super agile, super fast, like super smart in the ring, like
Big guy.
huge guy, but he was doing everything he
He was
could.
doing like a moonsault shooting star press, like
It was
crazy.
crazy. Like you never saw the man was what 300 pounds, I think he was.
Yeah, he's pushing it at least. Yeah.
Dude, like, and you never back in those time periods, you never saw anybody do stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, Tenta did certain things that you didn't really see either. Like he got up on the top rope and did splashes, and that was stuff like that. But like you weren't really seeing big guys do stuff like that. But yeah, John Tenta means a lot to wrestling. Like he left his mark definitely.
The the thing for me, like with John Tenta, like, and I agree with everything you said. Like, this is a guy who, like, for a big man, really, like, I mean, there had been big men in wrestling, obviously, but like he brought a psychology to being like a type of big man, like, because he wasn't Andre, obviously, he wasn't John Studd. He did have a background in sumo wrestling, which I'm sure they're gonna cover in the Dark Side of the Ring episode. But at the same time, this is a guy who would, like, he wasn't the most athletic guy. He wasn't Bam Bam Bigelow. He wasn't Kevin Owens. He did not have that ability in the ring. But he had the psychology to make everything that he did mean something, to mean something powerful. And it goes down to the way he would cut a promo. Like, and this is what I'm really interested in seeing. Like, in addition to, like, the things you hear about him in his personal life, we all hear that John Tenta was like one of the best family men in professional wrestling. But I'm so psyched to see, like, or hear about, like, like him in a promo, like hear someone like maybe dissect that a little bit, because like he would do this thing where, like, every promo you watch him as Earthquake or Avalanche, Trev. Like, my man is moving, swaying side to side, and he ain't doing it. No, he ain't dancing. He's not listening to 2000s R&B. He's not listening to Neo. No.
Yeah, he was just
No. He's playing the character. His name was Earthquake. And what do Earthquakes do? They cause movement. He was moving. Yep. He was warning his opponents that doom was coming. And I'm hyped to see it. I think, again, like, a guy who, like, underappreciated at all hell when he was around and he was prominent in professional wrestling. But man, when he, like, now when you look back at some of his stuff, even his stuff in WCW, it is. It still hits.
Yeah, it does. Joe said something very interesting, and I don't disagree with him at all. Can you pull it up on screen? Yeah. King Kong Bundy was before Earthquake and had kind of the same tendencies. Now you're not wrong. And thank you for catching me on that one. You're not wrong, but I'll say this: he didn't have the personality any of these guys that I mentioned had. King Kong was a personality in his own right. He definitely was, and he had a lot of the same tendencies. But you weren't even seeing him doing splashes off the ropes.
Mm-mm.
You know, you didn't see him do any like any pandering to the crowd really. Like, I mean, he was a prototypical heel, and he was supposed to be the next coming of Andre the Giant, kind of, sort of. That's kind of
Hey, look, hey, Liam is out here. The biggest man in wrestling was El Torito. King Kong Bundy was the El Torito version of Andre the Giant. All right, like, let's be honest.
He definitely was. Yeah, he was.
That's no offense to either El Torito or King Kong Bundy.
There's some King Kong Bundy matches that I enjoy watching. I mean,
name one. Name one.
Okay, I can't.
I'm sorry. I don't like doing that, but I was like, hey.
Like, didn't he wrestled Hulk Hogan once, right?
Yeah, he wrestled him at WrestleMania too.
Yeah,
one of the worst WrestleManias of all time, brother.
I mean, he just wasn't great to me, but he was in that same line of those bigger guys. But again, like, Tenta was in his own space.
He was different, or I should say, Bundy was different because he didn't have, I think, Bundy didn't need, I should say, you know, the promo cutting ability of John Tenta. Yeah. John Tenta's promos are like, especially for that era, great.
Oh yeah, Tenta was great.
Job says he was known for his 5 count. Yeah, that
big. Oh, yeah.
Remember Big E had that gimmick in NXT
for a while.
I remember that. That's a great gimmick. That needs to be brought back. AEW should have like Will Hobbs or someone do that. Like. Yeah, maybe Wardlow or something. Like, that could be cool. But shout out to the big guys. Shout out to John Tenta.
We mentioned this. Do you think you can have the story of wrestling without King Kong Bundy? Be honest. If you're talking about big men, if you're sitting down and breaking down wrestling, and you're explaining big men division to somebody, could you have that discussion without King Kong Bundy?
I don't think he's necessary for the discussion, but he is important. Like,
same. That's how I feel too. Yeah.
Like, no offense to Bundy, but like, he was in a spot where he was the main event of WrestleMania 2, and I don't want to take that away. And he was.
Yeah, and he was at one point. He was in TV shows, movies. He was plastered on TV.
And I'm not taking anything away from that, but I will say that I think there's been a lot of impactful big men in wrestling.
The evolution of the big man did not help King Kong Bundy's career.
Yeah. Job says, what about Big John Studd? Studd was an interesting one, man.
He was. He definitely was.
I would, but like I don't know. I don't want to get in a ranking like in that way, but like, I mean, like, I think like Junkyard Dog is a guy you can't tell the story of big man wrestling without. I think the same way of John Tenta. I think the same way about, Dusty was a big man. Like, was a big man.
But he didn't move like one.
Andre. I mean, there's just so many. And again, that's not like me saying, yes, you should tell the story. If you're telling the full story of wrestling, you should include King Kong Bundy in that. That is where I was saying.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if I'm telling it in like a 10-minute rant or something, I'm probably not going to include Bundy. Sorry. We got Carcoil saying, how are you guys doing? Can't wait for Revolutions. These things last match. I can't wait for it either. We will talk about that in just a little bit. But Trevor, we're not done with our dark side of the ring. Talking the game.
It is another one.
Triple H. There are multiple episodes of Dark Side of the Ring. Another week, another episode of Dark Side of the Ring. Trevor, this week, we're recording this for future use. So sorry, guys, I just messed that up. Anyway, Trevor, another week, another episode of Dark Side of the Ring. Week 2 is going to be covering the life, career, and times of one, the only big old Buff Bagwell is going to be covered in an episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
Buff, and I'm the stuff.
How excited are you about this, my friend?
Yo, Buff Bagwell, what a character, right? Like, wow. Like, and you know what's really funny? Like, Buff, especially when he first started in WCW, like I said, my brother watched WCW religiously. Saturday, Monday, like every Thursday when they started Thunder, like he watched it religiously. And I remember seeing Bagwell when he was part of his tag team he was part of, because Bagwell was a tag team wrestler first before he split and became whatever the hell he became with NWO. And to be honest with you, he really wasn't that bad. Like he did like his partner overshadowed him a little bit, which he was supposed to. But Bagwell did shine in certain aspects. Like he wasn't really a high flyer, but he could jump off the ropes. Like I mean, his move, the blockbuster, which is just the overtake. Like he did that off the top rope. Like he wasn't a bad wrestler. He just did a lot of Marty Jannetty things.
Well, we're not going to talk. Well, maybe we should get into the Marty Jannetty things.
But no, he messed up his career. He did, and like he'd be the first one to say he did. But Bagwell could have been a lot bigger than what he was if he could have stopped some of the things he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's that. I'm sure that they're gonna cover the whole demons thing in Bagwell's career, but man, one thing that's definitely should be covered is his damn calf implants. We got to talk about this, Trevor. My man was like, he was looking at the comic. He was in the back, right? He was like looking. He was like, oh man, there's Lex Luger.
Dude, his legs were like this big.
Hulk Hogan, and he was just like, sweet baby, we're getting calf implants. Like, yeah,
his legs were so tiny, they were ridiculous.
My man said, I'm the perfect package. Like, got him. Ooh, that would have been yo. If you gave Buff, okay, you know what was wild, right? So WCW at one point had Shawn Stasiak in a feud with Mr. Perfect, and they had Buff Bagwell in a feud with Lex Luger, and like the feud was like with Shawn Stasiak and Mr. Perfect was like, who's the more perfect one? And then with Lex Luger and Buff Bagwell, who's the more buff one? And I was like, reverse those two wrestlers, and we got magic, because Shawn Stasiak was juiced like a mother effer. He was on the roids, like getting Dr. Zahorian was like one of his best friends, like giving him all the roids.
He was a poster boy. He was definitely
his name. You know how Triple H has Triple H, HHH. Yeah, Shawn Stasiak with HGH, motherfucker. Like anyway, but no, I'm like, you could have done a lot of stuff with Buff, with Mr. Perfect, because like Buff, like the whole Mr. Perfect thing is like it's not necessarily like, I'm a bigger guy than you type of thing, like they were trying to do with Shawn Stasiak. It was, I'm just overconfident as all hell, and I do everything better. Like, and Buff would have been perfect for something like that. They could have done so much with that.
Like I said, I mean, was he the best wrestler possible? No, not at all.
Was he the coolest looking wrestler possible, Trevor?
No, he was kind of cool looking at some points, but he kind of looked like a goofball. Even though I did have the Bagwell hat.
The Bagwell hat was iconic, I will say.
I did have the Bagwell hat. I did. My brother remembers that because like I used to do the Buff strut.
You would be doing the buff strut. I could see that. I could totally see that.
But yeah, like so I used to wear a hat and my brother would make fun of me. But no, like he was back in those days, like with wrestling, if it was a gimmick that worked, they kept doing it. Like just like we talked about what's that German wrestler? Alex Wright. Like he worked because he come out.
He was, man, Alex Wright. That's Wunderkind was getting his.
And again, he could definitely. Now, Alex Wright is totally different than Buff because that's Wunderkind could wrestle his butt off. He definitely could. Like, you didn't pay attention to it because the goofy dancing, but he could wrestle his butt off. But Bagwell had a face and a body that women liked, and he was catchy enough.
Wait, if Buff Bagwell had a body that women liked, there's still hope.
Dude, he was buff at one time.
he was buff, bro. Buff is like the perfect name for him because it's like he was buff, but he was also he was buff.
Oh, he started getting beer belly around that.
Yeah. It was. I mean, like he was cool. He also was part of the reason that Vince McMahon lost all hope in WCW in 2000. Remember, because originally what was going to happen was in 2001, Raw was going to go to like Shane McMahon, and it was going to be like under he was going to call WCW Raw, and SmackDown was going to be under Vince McMahon. It was going to be like a little war between those two. And apparently Vince saw like they did like this dark this house show, and it was like under the WCW name. I think it was like it was either in Portland or Seattle, Tacoma. It was in Tacoma, Washington. That's what it was. And they do Booker T or something. I think, yeah, it was Booker T versus Buff Bagwell. And Vince just goes, "This is horrible." No. And he kills WCW right there. He just kills it right there. It was crazy, man.
It was hilarious. No, man, it was like I said, that time in wrestling was very interesting. You had a lot of no names that had great gimmicks and had terrible gimmicks, but that was just catchy enough to watch. You know what I mean? Like we've talked about your boy Disco Inferno, and he was horrible. And people,
he still is.
He's still is horrible. It's horrible in general, and like he had a career. I wouldn't call him the greatest wrestler of all time, but he had a career.
Disco fever, no. You get it? Because the original song goes, yeah. But that's what the fans were saying whenever he came out. No.
So, man, then you had, like, let's not forget, you had a wrestler named the Booty Man.
Stop. Booty. We'll get to him later. He will be highlighted in this season. So we'll get to the Booty Man. That's going to be like, we might need to dedicate an entire hour and a half just to talk about his career.
Man, the Booty Man.
Booty Man. I will say Hulk Hogan is a damn racist, but that is the funniest line any wrestler's ever uttered.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Booty man.
But that was the greatest thing ever.
Hey, you read this, brother? It's called a rag sheet, dude. Oh man, we got Liam saying, "Someone say disco like the funk." Hey, that's not funk. The Funkasaurus Clay. Liam said, "The hat."
I was just thinking that's not funk.
That's not funk, my good sir. You got Liam saying the hat, the shades, the handlebar tache. He was cool.
That's what people thought. He was cool.
Liam also says, "Don't forget the ass man, Billy Gunn." Someone once in one of the streams I was talking about Billy Gunn, and they just go, "Oh, I really like Billy Ass." I was like, Billy Ass? His last name is Ass.
I'm glad you didn't say Billy's ass. That'd have been bad.
Hey, whoa. Hey. Daddy Ass he's got it going on.
Hey, he works out, you know?
Yeah, thick boy hours. We love that. Shawn Michaels is a sexy ball kid. This is getting Trevor. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. He's a sexy boy, Trevor. Trevor agrees. I'm not your boy toy. Liam says, I promise that was not a spelling mistake. You and I both know that. We all know that.
7 to 8-year-old me dancing to
Billy Gunn got a nice, yeah, you're damn right. That's why they call him Mr. Ass. I'll have you know.
I got in trouble for singing Billy's song.
Which one?
I'm an ass man. I'm an ass man.
If like Tony Khan was to buy one song from WWE, I would want it to be I'm an ass man. The crowd would go crazy for Mr. Ass's song. Have you ever
listened to the lyrics of that song?
It's very sexual.
Completely. I like to kick them.
I like to do a lot of stuff that I won't say on here. Well. Anything else on Dark Side of the Ring? Obviously, there are going to be more episodes. We'll cover them, but
yeah, we'll cover more episodes. We're probably have some shorts. Probably have shows dedicated to it. So we got some stuff coming up.
Shorts. That's a good segue to let everyone know to go subscribe to youtube.com/@OTGraps for more content from OT Graps. And now, we get to the main event, a very long main event. Like I'll have you know, because it's a double main event. We got 2 more topics to cover in this show. And one of them is a card that at this point only has 9 matches on it. There will be about 3 or 4 more added in the next 2 days. I promise you. AEW Revolution 2024 is coming to us live. Greensboro Coliseum, Greensboro, North Carolina. 16,000 plus packed. One of AEW's biggest shows ever. Like, especially for a pay-per-view that isn't like all in or like this is massive. AEW sold tickets like an MFR, and it's all because of Sting's last match. We will talk about Sting and his career and what it's meant. But Trevor, 9 matches, all of them bangers. I can read them out if we want to do that, but oof, this is a great card.
The card, you know what? I'm not surprised there's 9 matches. This is Tony Khan.
This is only a few days out. Like we got time. He's gonna be like 4 more matches added. So he's like, no. Wait till he realizes he's like, I still have a pre-show to fill out. And he looks down the hallway and he's just like, you're
wrestling.
What's your name? I'm Jeff. Main event against Josh Barnett. Random ass, like it's like what? Where'd you get Josh Barnett on short notice, Tony Khan?
He's just sitting there, just pick me, boss.
It was like when Tony Khan announced that Josh Barnett versus Claudio Castagnoli was gonna happen at the Wrestle Dream pre-show, and I was like, I was just sitting down. I was about to eat like a chicken nugget, and Josh Barnett just comes out. I was like, what? Okay.
What most stories start with chicken?
Every time I go to an arena, I get chicken tenders. That's my go-to.
There you go. Makes sense.
The reason is, if you go to an arena and they mess up chicken tenders, that arena ain't worth a damn. You might as well bring your own food.
That's true. That is true. That's very true. That's kind of why I get hot dogs too. Like if it's too salty or whatever.
Yeah. So once I went to a show, we've definitely talked about this. The nachos over at the Now Arena in not Chicago. Oof. Anywho, 9 matches. I'm gonna run through these real quick, Trevor, just to give people the lay of the land. All right, tag team match: FTR, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood versus the Blackpool Combat Club's Claudio Castagnoli and Jon Moxley. We also have Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus the Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer in a meat madness.
Did you see this? I'm confused.
Big, meaty men slapping meat.
Thank you, Big E.
Yo, acknowledge him. Acknowledge him. Throw the ones up. We also have Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia for the AEW TNT Championship.
Yep.
Talk about that. A dream match that I didn't even know I wanted until it was announced. Konosuke Takeshita versus Will Ospreay in Ospreay's first official AEW match.
Ooh, that sounds.
Ooh is right.
Takeshita and Will Ospreay. Oh my God.
Continental crown on the line with Eddie Kingston facing off against the American Dragon, Brian Danielson.
This is gonna be a good one too.
Timeless Tony Storm defending the World Championship against Deonna Purrazzo, the virtuoso. Get out of here. Get out of here. Orange Cassidy defending the AEW International title against Roderick Strong.
Roderick. That's my boy.
And of course, what we all assume is going to be the main event, Sting, Darby Allin, defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Young Bucks in Sting's final match. And then we got one more match because I just forgot to read it. The AEW World Title match, Samoa Joe defending in a three-way with Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland also involved. We have some rumors about what's going on with Hangman Page that we're going to talk about, but 9 matches that we know of, all 9 of them, you could argue, are just, oh wow, this is gonna slap.
Yeah, that's one thing you can't say about AEW. The product in the ring is normally the best thing about the show, and it's what makes you watch, of course. But it's gonna be great.
Yep. I agree. We got Joe talking about. I expect a few belts to change hands. You ain't the only one, my friend.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Look, we'll talk about it. But let's kick things off, Trevor. A bit of a not a blood feud, but a feud going on between FTR and the Blackpool Combat Club. What do you think about this match?
I mean, again, it's a match that I never thought I wanted to see until I've been seeing the feud back and forth. FTR, one of my favorite tag teams. I've said it before. Of course, I love the Blackpool Combat Club. I'm a John Moxley fan. It's going to be entertaining. Definitely entertaining.
Sure.
Who wins it? I don't know. Maybe FTR.
Yeah, it's interesting because, remember, these two went to a time limit draw just a few weeks ago on TV.
Yeah.
And so, there's some bad blood there, too, now. I'll go with the Blackpool Combat Club. I think the heels get it.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised either way, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, this is, genuinely a 50-50 match. We don't know who's going to win.
No, it really
but
is.
But that's the best part. It's going to slap.
It definitely is.
Speaking of slapping.
Big, meaty men slapping me. I said this I never thought I'd say.
Big, bad, meaty, muscular men slapping meat. You got Wardlow.
No, it makes it worse that you're whispering.
Powerhouse. Will Hobbs. And the Murder Hawk Monster. Lance Archer. Trevor, what do you think about this big meaty match?
man, that's what it's called. I'm just upset at the whole thing.
You're welcome for that.
Do we know rules of this meaty match?
Look, meat. You know what? Hey, man. Look, if there was ever a time for AEW to go full-blown sports entertainment, it's right now. Give me like raw steaks on poles.
Right, just things stung.
It would be hilarious. Could you imagine like someone pulls out like barbecue sauce and starts pulling? Yeah.
If someone doesn't get slapped with a Wagyu A5, I'm upset.
Right.
This is gonna be fun to watch. It is gonna be fun to watch.
It better be.
I think Wardlow pulls it out.
Wardlow pulled. Yeah, I mean, he has to get the victory here. My only thing is, I'm so mad Miro ain't in this match.
Me too.
All right. Well, moving on to the first of many title matches on this show. The AEW TNT Championship defended against Daniel Garcia by Christian Cage, who, of course, called out Daniel Garcia's dead father. And Trevor, I'm just recapping the promo that he cut on this poor man. He said that, if Daniel Garcia thinks he can beat Christian Cage, he might have to go down to and he said some address in Buffalo, New York.
And then they showed it.
And these damn animals online looked up the address, and it was a graveyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what Christian Cage's gimmick is.
I don't think he knows at this
outside
point.
of he's a father and he's very mad. But it is wild and entertaining as all hell.
He reminds me of father from Codename Kids Next Door.
He is father from Codename Kids Next Door. That's a good shout.
Yeah, I don't know. That match, I want to say the title's going to change hands.
Ooh, tell me why.
Well, let's be logical about this, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes, Christian is probably the best thing in wrestling right now, dude. Anyone that does not like this heel Christian is an absolute mark. That you don't know what you're watching. You have no idea what you're watching. You're not a wrestling fan. You have no idea what you're watching. He is rude. He's disrespectful. I love this Christian. But with that being said, Daniel Garcia is, and I said this 3 years ago, and I'll continue to say this. He's one of the best young talents in AEW right now. Daniel Garcia can go. And Daniel Garcia is another one of those talents that they need to push to the moon. And this is a great opportunity for him to push him. I think he's ready, honestly. I mean, he had the pure title. He's had a championship. I think it's time for him to push him more.
You do make a very good case, honestly. I think, if not now, when? Right? That's the old saying. At what point is he gonna break the glass ceiling?
Right.
I like that.
I mean, absolutely, Joe. But I think if he wins, Adam is gonna have something to do. Edge is gonna have something to do with it.
That would be you guys are convincing me, because that would be a really good way for them to segue into another Christian Cage Adam Copeland match without the title being at.
Right.
Trevor, you might have just done the impossible.
Hey,
you made my stubborn ass change my mind. Live on the stream. You know what? We're locking it in. Title changing hands. Daniel Garcia walks away victorious.
It's a good chance that it won't change hands. There's a very good chance.
Look, you convinced me. I think
it will. I honestly think it will.
Damn, that was good. Ooh, that was elite booking right there. Give me that. Give me my. Hey, come on, partner. Give me some of that. Oh, okay. That's a new camera. So you're gonna hear first our first of a few titles that I personally think are gonna change hands tonight. or this night. Will Ospreay, Konosuke Takeshita, 2 members of the Don Callis family going head-to-head because Don Callis said, the Don Callis family must be highlighted. And if AEW's not going to highlight us, we're going to highlight ourselves. So Takeshita as Ospreay's first official AEW match as a full-time AEW talent.
Give me take 5 minutes to talk about Takeshita.
Go for it.
Dude, I think it was said on the show a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, that he might be wrestling every year. And I can't deny that. I really just can't deny that. He's been wrestling his butt off all year. Dude, he's so good. So good. He makes a match that I would normally not be interested in look good. And he makes me watch it. He's been doing a great job for the Don Callis family.
These two are gonna go out there and beat the crap out of each other, and I think by the end of it, Will Ospreay is gonna be a face, and he's gonna portray the Don Callis family.
I'm here for it.
What a match that's going to be.
I'm here.
We both agree, though. Ospreay wins.
Absolutely, bruv.
Oh man, that's gonna be 16,000. I'm so mad. I'm not going. I couldn't justify it.
Going, actually.
I couldn't justify it. I could not. It was those tickets. Not the what's it called? The plane tickets were just insane. I was like, okay, I was expecting max. All right, $200 for plane tickets. I could move some of them. It's like $500, $600. I was like, I'm not for Greensboro.
Yeah.
And I ain't driving down there. I ain't doing any of that.
No.
It's okay. We do got to talk about Forbidden Door though. That's just gonna be right up the road in New York.
Well, see, I was looking at I was also looking at WrestleMania too.
Oh, I mean, would you come on? We're going. That happened.
Right.
Well, it's right. It's literally right there.
It's 3 hours away, dude. It's 3 hours away.
What, WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's in Philly.
Oh,
Philly.
Yeah. For you, for you, it's not even.
No,
it's an hour and a half.
2 hours for me.
No, it's like an hour and a half from DC.
No, I thought it was 2 hours at least tops.
I mean, okay. See, we tell people it's an hour and a half. We end up taking 3 hours to get there. That's just how it is.
I drove up to Philly for some wrestling event. I forget what it was years ago.
Oh, you're in the outskirts of Philly. We're in Erie, Pennsylvania. On the other side of the state. These wrestling promoters are wild. They'd be like, yeah, we're live in Philly, 30 minutes away from Philly.
Absolutely. In DJ Hyde's parents' backyard.
Okay, that's what you're talking about. That definitely wasn't in Philly. That real estate is not. The DJ Hyde can't afford that real estate. Neither can his parents. That I know of. Big shout out to DJ Hyde, I think. Eddie Kingston, Bryan Danielson, the Continental Crown on the line, Trevor. These two have been going at it for a minute.
Yeah. And great matches, too. He beat Daniel clean. Cleanish.
But does Bryan take 2 losses to Eddie Kingston?
I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can. I mean, you can because Eddie is hot right now. But for Daniel to have any credibility, no. I don't think you do.
Listen.
Daniel Bryan was this.
It's going to be a lot of title changes, though. Will they do... Here's what I'm going to say. Logic tells me Eddie Kingston should win this.
Right.
But also my heart and the fact that Bryan's taken a lot of L's lately.
Yeah.
Lock it in. We got a title change. Bryan Danielson. That's 2 title changes. We got the counter. 2 title changes on this card, Trev.
Already 2. Already 2.
Will it be 3? Let's find out. Timeless Tony Storm defending against the Virtuosa Mariah May Women's World Championship on the line.
Mariah May.
Trevor, we're getting the 3.
You think so? You think it's going to change?
No, I'm asking you.
You know what? I honestly think she retains.
Yeah, we're not gonna push our luck here.
Retains. I think she retains, and I think soon you're gonna see Heya is gonna come back.
You think? Yeah, I was gonna say Tori Blonde in the chat. I hope Jamie Hayter comes back. I hope so too. Like that women's division has missed. If she comes back right around the same time Mercedes comes back, batten down the hatches. That's gonna make Collision an exclusively like women's show. I will watch the shit out of that.
It's gonna be great. But I don't think she's gonna beat Peraza clean though.
Oh no. Lufa and Mariah are gonna take care of business.
Of course.
All right, so we both agree. Timeless Tony Storm retains, and then we get Mercedes versus Tony. It's gonna be such a good match. So much exciting stuff happening in wrestling right now. We got WrestleMania right around the corner. Mercedes coming in. Sting's last match. This pay-per-view. AEW probably doing another pay-per-view in April. I don't know if you heard about this. Like, they trademarked the name Dynasty. Andrew Zarian has been kind of teasing a potential April pay-per-view that they're just going to announce.
Interesting.
Yeah. That thing's probably going to be out in the West Coast or something. They're going to be like...
something like that. A lot's happening, but like that.
Oof. AEW's... They're growing, people. They are growing. Speaking of growing, you know who's done a lot of growing in their time in All Elite Wrestling? Swerve Strickland. Trevor, before we talk about this world title match, tell me about the rise of Swerve in AEW. Tell me about he's so good.
Do you remember when he came into AEW? A lot of people were like, "How bad he's going to be?" Like because of the WWE reign or whatever. They didn't do. It wasn't so great. But like me and you both like said how good he just absolutely is. He just needed his time. And when they let that young man go, like he took the reins and rolled with it. I love his heel stint. I love what he's doing with getting different stables together. Dude, the moguls. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Swerve Strickland is probably the most ready to be the next world champion.
Will he be the next world champion?
Now, here's the thing. Is it going to be a one-on-one or is it going to be a three-way?
Oh, Trevor, you did a great segue because tomorrow night live on AEW Dynamite, we will find out Hangman's status for Revolution because it's up in the air. So for those of you who are not aware, Hangman was playing up an injury last week. It was a work by all reports that he was not actually injured. But according to the reports, the reason why they worked in this potential injury angle is because of a personal matter that Hangman is dealing with. We don't know what that is. There's some rumors online about that that one are not credible, that I don't feel comfortable talking about. I don't think are really worth talking about, honestly, because it's a man's personal life. But his status for Revolution is basically a game time decision. I guess we're gonna find out officially tomorrow. But Trevor, how much does it change with Hangman potentially not being in the mix?
If Hangman's not in the mix, I definitely think you have a title chance.
Because that's true, because Hangman's whole thing about this match isn't even about winning. He does not want to win the belt. He wants to do everything to make sure Swerve doesn't.
Yep. Absolutely. I think you take Hangman out of the match, I think Swerve automatically has to win. And again, I think he's ready. I think he's ready.
Whose house? Whose house?
Swerve's house. Because honestly, I don't really expect Samoa Joe to hold that belt that long. Honestly,
there's a chance they have him hold it, and then they try to pop a rating for Dynamite. I could see that. Maybe big business. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
if Hangman goes, do you have Hangman take the pin, Joe retain, and then Swerve versus Joe?
I would have Hangman take the pin, honestly.
There's a lot of possibilities. Trevor, who we locking in? You locking in Swerve?
I got Swerve.
Lock it in. Swerve.
I'm locking in Swerve.
Yo, Nana been going crazy lately with his dancing.
I love Nana. Yo, is he in the back practicing? Like he's got to be.
Oh, definitely. Do you hear so like RVD? Oh, by the way, Tony Khan is an elite booker. I don't care what anyone says. He booked RVD for the April 20th episode of Collision. For those of you not aware, 4/20 Collision, RVD will be there. They've announced it like 2 months in advance. Elite booking by Tony Khan. I don't care what anyone says. But did you catch what RVD said? Like this is like the it was him, Hook, and Hangman and backstage getting an interview, and like Hangman brings up Nana. He's like, he's got Nana. You guys gotta like get your head in the game. And then RVD just goes, hey, we don't talk about Nana. Anyway, wait, Nana. Yeah, I heard he's got something I might want, and he's talking about the weed. Because remember that line Hangman was like, Nana, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna steal your weed. Because Nana's got weed, apparently.
I mean, hey, he dances well.
He swerves when he rides. Oh, man. All right, we both lock it in Swerve. So that is 3 title changes. Trevor, we making it 4 because we are going to Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, International Championship on the line. I want to play a game with you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
On 3, yes or no to a title change. Yes, if the title changes hands. No, if it doesn't. You want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Yes. 4 title changes. Why is the title change in hands, Trevor?
This is how you build up that faction. You start slow. He said this is what everybody does. This is what we want. We want titles. That's what he said. We're getting titles. We're putting titles on everybody. Adam Cole said it. That's what they're gonna do. You start with him. Because don't 2 of the members already have titles?
They have ROH tag titles.
Yeah. So I mean that counts, but it doesn't.
they got silver medals. Don't worry. Literally, those belts are silver, not gold.
No, they're not. Second best. No.
You ever seen that movie Semi-Pro? When Will Ferrell movie about basketball, and at the end they win their game, and they're like 4th place. That's like
one of the greatest love songs ever written was singing in that song.
Baby, come down and anyway.
Sexy.
Love me sexy. When I say love me. Anyway, don't get me singing Love Me Sexy live on the air. I will do it.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I think the Undisputed Kingdom, you want to prove that you're undisputed and you're a freaking kingdom, win a damn belt. A real one.
Absolutely.
And he's got the manpower behind him. Matt Taven and the Miracle Mike Bennett.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, I honestly believe that's what's going to happen. I believe it's going to change hands. Like, Samoa Joe might retain. I mean, that's not he probably will. But I believe we're right, at least, about most of the title changes we're thinking about.
Well, there's one more title match on this card, Trev.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And it just so happens to be Sting's last match. The Icon, the Surfer, I don't want to say this, but the Vigilante. Sting has gone by many names, but Trevor, he has always been iconic. No matter what gimmick he's done, Wolfpack Sting, Joker Sting, Surfer Sting, Man Cold Sting, doesn't matter. This dude has done it all, seen it all, accomplished it all, and been at the top of as one of the most respected wrestlers of all time. Darby Allin recently came out with a Players Tribune article about what Sting in the past few years with him have meant. It's all coming to an end at Revolution. We will talk about the match and who's going to win and all that stuff. But you have watched Sting for a very long time, much longer than I've even been alive. And I say that because you come from a place of wisdom that I think a lot of people don't have about Sting. So tell me in your own words, what has Sting meant to professional wrestling? What is his legacy? And put that into perspective as best you can on this show.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people, when they talk about like legacy of wrestling and the story of wrestling, they mention a handful of names. The main one they mention, unfortunately, is Hulk Hogan.
It's a damn shame, isn't it?
It's terrible. The man can't wrestle, can't act. Anyway, of course, Ric Flair's in there, Dusty Rhodes, guys like Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson. You got a bunch of names that are thrown in there, like we said John Studd. You got a bunch of people. One name that people fail to mention is Sting. Sting was a bodybuilder. Actually, and a lot of people don't realize Sting actually had a tag team partner at one time, and it was the Ultimate Warrior. They built them together because they were friends. They used to work out together and all kinds of other stuff. And then Warrior went that way, and they used Sting for other things. And and everyone wants to talk about how Hulk Hogan was the American dream. Sting was right there with him. Like with the American flag, face paint, carrying the flag out to the ring. Like his first title was he won it off Ric Flair, and when he won that title, the ring, everyone around you, the stadium erupted. This was unheard of before. No one thought he was going to do it. No, they actually, if I'm not mistaken, they weren't even going to drop the belt to him. But he had done so much work. He'd been respected. He got the belt. Like seeing Sting as a kid, because I got a chance to see Surfer. I got a chance to see a lot of iterations of Sting. Surfer Sting with his multiple face paint. And then of course, Blackface Sting, which if no one...
Whoa. What?
Ooh, that sounded bad. Whiteface Sting.
Oh, wow. I was like, that's a version of Sting that I don't think anyone wants to see.
Edit that.
You got it, dude.
Black and white Sting. Sorry about that.
That somehow sounds worse.
Or you can just say Crow Sting.
Yeah, there we go. Crow Sting would have done it. Blackface Sting. I'm sorry.
The funniest thing, though, about it, when you think back on it, he really did look like Brandon Lee. He really did.
It was scary, dude. I was like you watch like the lead up to Starrcade '97. It is uncanny. Like those two look smack dab alike.
His hair was about the same length too.
It was the same shape too, like that, like kind of like square, like
crazy.
Long.
Like they were the same. I don't want to say they were the same age. I don't know if they were. They may have been, but I know definitely they were same body build and everything. Yeah, Sting. I remember when the NWO thing happened and everyone was, who's gonna be our champion, blah, blah, blah. And then when they started talking about Sting, we started seeing him, dude. It was like eerie and cool all at the same time, right? Like it was just awesome. And like when he really started like putting himself in the match, they started implementing more. And like as a kid, I'm like, whoa, like because I'm at this time I'm literally a kid. I'm like 13 years old, like 12, 13 years old. My oldest brother worked at Capital One Arena before I did, and he was a big wrestling fan. So he took me and my nephew to Starrcade, and we're in the back, and I got a chance to shake Sting's hand. He was one of the first real wrestlers I ever got a chance to shake hand. and that it was just a great match. Sting, without Sting, wrestling wouldn't look the same. It wouldn't. It wouldn't be the same. Darby Allin wouldn't be who he is right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Darby's an amazing talent, amazing wrestler. I've been watching Darby on the Indies for a long time. The amount of knowledge that Darby got from Sting, you can see it. It's leaps and bounds. He wouldn't have been TNT champion. He wouldn't have done some of the things he's done. Darby Allin would not be who he is right now if it wasn't for Sting. A lot of wrestlers wouldn't be who they are now if it wasn't for Sting. Like, watching Sting wrestle these last couple of years is like history in the making. It's just, watch, what is he going to do now? This, 60-year-old man jumping off stuff? 65-year-old man jumping on of things, onto tables, taking chair shots.
Remember, he is 40 years older than me, nearly 40 years older than me, and the man is doing things that my body would whimper at even thinking about.
Like, it's incredible what Sting is doing right now. Like, he deserves his flowers, man. He definitely does. He deserves to have a nice, long retirement.
Good for him. Yeah, and I agree with you, especially on the Darby Allin point. Like, Sting has said this. He said, the best tag team partner I've ever had, better than Luger, better than Warrior, has been Darby Allin. And I agree with you. Like, there's a lot of instances of, like, older guys coming in and not giving younger guys the rub necessarily, like, by hanging out with them. Sting has done that for Darby Allin and then some. Like, it transcended, like, you know, being that weird thing that they just did, putting the two guys with face paint together, into being something real. And like, you could see the connection between these two. You could see that there was a real bond there. You could see all of that. Like, every single thing that Darby Allin has accomplished in AEW nearly, Sting has been there. You mentioned the TNT titles. People forget, when he wrestled CM Punk, Sting was there. At the first dance, when he was looking down at Punk, Sting was there. When he wrestled Christian Cage in the main event of Seattle, Sting was there. He has been there. He has been there for Darby Allin's ups, downs, and everything in between. And it's a testament to the man and the wrestler that Sting is, that he has done all of that without taking the spotlight away from Darby Allin, because it could have been so easy. So easy. He did.
And people allowed it. People have been fine with it because of who he is.
Exactly. And even Darby Allin says he would have been fine with it, but Sting has always refused. Even to this day, his thing was, I am not doing a singles match as my last match. I want to go out with Darby.
Yep.
And think about what that means, honestly, to Darby, but think about what that tells you about Sting, but also Darby Allin. That someone like Sting would say, this is my ride or die.
Yep.
And it's going to be my last night in wrestling. It's going to be my last match ever. I'm going out with him. And it's a lot. That's awesome.
It is. It says a lot about Darby, like you said, a lot about Darby Allin and a lot about their relationship, honestly. It's amazing. So, like you said, you didn't technically grow up with him like I did. What was your first, like, introduction?
TNA Sting. 2005, 2006, TNA Sting.
And I was still he still did good work there too. Like, he did a lot.
Well, this is like him versus Angle, and then they did the main event Mafia. We had main event Mafia Sting. Like, yeah, and then Joker.
The Joker Sting was actually one of my favorite, and I always say that because he really showed how versatile he could be. Like, you know, like, he's always been this macho, in your face, like real cool guy, real subtle guy, or he's been completely animalistic when he was in the NWO. Like, I'm gonna kick your ass, I'm gonna beat you with a bat. Like, he's been that guy, but he's never been psychotic.
He's as quick as a cat, and he hits him with a bat. Man called Sting.
That segment where he's sitting there talking to Hulk. Hey, Hulkster. Hey.
Hulkamania? Yeah, oh my God. Shout out to Joker Sting. You know, I mean, we could talk for like hours, literally, about Sting's career.
Yeah.
But there is a match. Sting's last match. It's happening. Greensboro Coliseum, a packed house, and like that also like tells you like so much. Like at a time where like AEW like let's be honest, like especially for Dynamites, like they're not selling as many tickets as they used to.
Nope.
And like pay-per-views still tend to do good, like, and really good in some instances. They get 10,000 usually. Wrestle Dream, they got like 6,700. Greensboro, the second it was announced that it was Sting's last match, the second tickets went on sale, hotcakes. Those are selling like hotcakes. 16,000 people showing up to Greensboro, North Carolina for Sting's last match.
Craziness.
Love that, man. Love that for Sting.
Absolutely, man. So, I know what my pick is.
Well,
I don't know what
let's talk about the match. You got Sting and Darby Allin, been AEW World Tag Team Champions for a few weeks now. Going into Sting's last match, defending against the EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
I absolutely love this gimmick, by the way.
It's amazing. It's
I absolutely love it.
You know Trevor. You know what they did, right? This week, I also love how they've been like they're company guys. They're like, we're company guys. We're only gonna wrestle on Rampage.
Right.
This week on Rampage, they went out there and they have renamed the Meltzer driver. Do you know what it's called now?
No.
Because Tony Khan did not win Booker of the Year this year.
Right.
It went to, or Promoter of the Year, went to Nick Khan. So out of spite against Meltzer, because they are company men, the EVPs, it has now been renamed the Tony Khan driver.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, man. Well, we got some chats here. We got Sting and Darby Job says Sting and Darby will win, but the Bucks will pull out some weird kind of EVP rule that they will obtain the belts. I think you gotta have a finish. Nah, you gotta have a finish.
Yeah, you gotta have a good finish, but
one way
I get what he's saying. I get exactly what he's saying. It's gonna be some weird shit that happens.
Joe also says, I bet the Bucks will instate some rule where Sting retires. The Bucks will make Darby wrestle the match. And that would be mean. That would be really mean. I can see that though. Actually, Joe says, and the Bucks will say since Sting is retired. Yep. New tag champs. Trevor, that's the $1 million question. Are we getting new tag champs at Revolution? Yes or no?
I hate to say it, but yeah, I think so. Because you would like to see Sting go out on top, but I think he's gonna lose the belts. I don't think they're gonna pin him, but I think he's gonna lose. They're gonna lose the belts.
Man, it's 4 title changes on this card.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting because right now Ric Flair is like pretending to be on, or he's siding with the Young Bucks now.
Right.
I would love for part of the finish of the match being, because like, you know how Ric Flair has like always been like a thorn in Sting's side.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And every time that Sting has trusted Ric Flair, woo! Like every single time. It's like not even, it's past being a meme. It's just like, Sting, come on. Like, you got to be smarter than this, right?
Come on, guys.
Anyway, but so Sting is going to be, I'm going to see a scenario somewhere along the lines of where Ric Flair tries to pull the wool over Sting's eyes one final time. And after all these years, Sting has learned his lesson.
Yep.
You know what? You changed my mind about something earlier, and now I've changed my own mind about something. Sting retains and retires as the reigning, defending, undisputed AEW World Tag Team Champion.
I hope he does. I really hope he does.
Either that or make the Young Bucks do that. I'm sorry. I love you.
Sorry.
It'd be hilarious.
Still do that, but like staying away.
Just kick the shit out of the ring. Just do it to Ric Flair. Just kick the shit out of Ric Flair on the side. I'm sorry. I love you.
Just
That'd be amazing. Oh man. So 4 title changes. Man, it's gonna be a hell of a card.
Definitely is, man. I can't wait to watch it. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Speaking of watching, Trevor, what are you watching these days, my friend?
Oh man, the back of my eyelids for part of it, but
lucky you. That's one of us.
But I've been trying to anyway. I've been watching a lot of UFC here lately too. A lot of UFC fight. What on heavens?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Anyway,
like Moses part of the Red Sea.
The part in the black hair.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of UFC lately. Old matches. I watched what was it? DC versus Stipe Miocic. Daniel Cormier. Watching that. I've watched a couple old school wrestling shows too. Actually, I was watching. What was it? I watched the Hardy Boys win their first title. Way back when. Dipping and dabbling different things. Oh, this has nothing to do with wrestling, but I just watched the Avatar. The live action Avatar.
Refuse to watch it. I refuse to watch it. I'm not watching that crap.
You know what? I did too. And I'm not even the biggest Avatar fan. I like the show, but not as big as everyone else. It's actually really good.
I don't care. I'm not watching it.
I know. You know, you got your hopes up before.
No, it's not even that. It's not even the shitty M. Night Shyamalan movie.
M. Night Shyamalan, yes. That was terrible.
M. Night what?
M. Night Shyamalan. That's
not what I thought you said, but okay.
It's never what you think I say.
No. It's definitely like the speakers that I got. They're on something. They want me to be. I hear voices in my head.
You know, we should do like a bad beats of the things that you think I said.
I don't think that's we're able to put that on YouTube. What I think you say sometimes.
No, I don't.
He what? Rhea Ripley? So my problem with the Avatar thing, right? I'll just say this. It's partially yes. I think that the story that was told in the original series was just unbeatable. Perfect.
Yeah.
There is no reason to rehash that at all. Like negative reason to rehash that. You're doing it a disservice to fans like me by going back to that story so soon. It has not. It's barely been like 18. Was it 17 years? 17 years since. Has it been 17 years? Am I that old? Holy shit. That is a long time now that I say it. Because it ended in what, 2007, 2008?
Something like that, yeah.
Like 15, 16 years. Anyway, it was a perfect story. A lot of you bozos watched it during the pandemic. Don't lie. And you got, not you, Trevor, but I'm pointing to you, fans. A lot of you bozos out there watched it during the pandemic. And you're, oh, this is great. We need more. No, we don't. Tell another story. Find another Avatar. Do Korra again. Do something interesting. Don't do another story. It's partially that, and then the other part, which is really what's driving this, is I hate Hollywood not coming up with original ideas and just rehashing shit for the sake of making money because they know they can. That's it.
So that's going to happen for the end of time because it's been happening since the beginning of time. So unfortunately, that's how it is. Nothing is an original idea anymore.
We got Job asking, how long is Jeff Hardy out? What about Jungle Perry? What about Jungle Boy and Britt Baker. Jungle Boy's in New Japan right now. He's on an excursion there. Gonna be in a feud with Shota Umino. Britt Baker is healing up from a back injury. She should be ready to go fairly soon, from what I hear.
That's what I'm hearing.
And then, or what's been reported, I should say. And Jeff Hardy, I think he was dealing with, didn't have a concussion, but he had a broken nose, so he might be out for a few weeks.
Yeah, a little bit. You know what's funny? 2 people won a championship not too long ago in New Japan, and no one gave 2 shits.
You're talking about Dave Finlay.
No, I'm actually talking about Matt Riddle.
Oh yeah, Matt Riddle did win. Yeah. And your boy, the show off, Nick.
No, I was actually kind of happy for that. Riddle, I could care less.
Yeah. Mustafa Ali won the X Division title.
Yes,
Main event and No Surrender. Great show.
No, it really was actually. It really was a good show. That's another one I was going to talk about. I was happy about that.
Yep. Oh man, what else we got? I don't know. I don't think we got anything else.
I think we're done, actually.
I think we're done. Guys, it's been a fun one, but we're done. Be sure to smash that like button. Go over to youtube.com/@OTGraps. Subscribe. Be sure to follow Trevor on the Big X at TREVERTAINMENT. TREVERTAINMENT. You can follow me on the X and hear me talk about politics, sports, wrestling, a lot of shit. Free Palestine, as always. Free them. They are in trouble. They are in deep trouble. Go donate to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. It's a great charity that is helping get critical life-saving aid that will not fix, solve, or honestly, if we're being honest, like make that much of a dent in the problem, but will go a long way into making the lives of some people better, which is more than a lot of people can do at this point. So please consider donating there. Joe saying, see you Sunday. Love you guys. Love you too. Saying, God, I hated Matt Riddle character in WWE. I hated Matt Riddle outside of the ring, bro.
Yeah, I don't like him in general.
Trevor, parting thoughts.
One thing I want to just touch on real quick. I don't want to. We hopefully won't end on this note, but a few days ago, or I believe it was today, we lost a legend in the game. We lost Ole Anderson, a member of the Four Horsemen. He was in his 80s, I believe. He passed away to natural causes, I believe. And
also the Ole Anderson, part of the Anderson family.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I have a co-host. He came to say hello.
He's part of the Trevor family.
Oh, he is. Definitely part of the Trevor family. What's up, buddy? And just shout out to his family. Our thoughts and condolences from OT Graps and Real Take Wrestling. You're in our thoughts and prayers. The best for that family. What's so funny about the whole Ole Anderson thing? You know, him and Arn aren't related.
They aren't
right?
related. Yeah. He has a brother called Brian. He is a brother named Brian Anderson, who was a wrestler.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. What's really funny is Arn married his daughter.
It's a wild ass story. Joe's like, what a cute doggy.
Yes, that's my boy. Don't let the cuteness fool you. He's a baddie.
Trevor, this is my child.
Son.
He's my DNA written all over him. Because I'm a dog too. I am the dog, the big bad dog, the bounty hunter. Are there any other parting thoughts?
No, nothing. Oh. Have a good week, guys. Definitely enjoy yourselves and take some time out for yourselves because we all need it. Life is stressful.
Damn right, life is stressful, but this is why we spend every Tuesday night with y'all. So be sure to smash that like button. Go over to youtube.com/@OTGraps and subscribe. Also, shameless plug for Wrestle Vibes. It's a little side project I'm doing that I'm trying to get off the ground. Go check out some of the videos I'm making over there. More produced videos. Take longer to come out, but you know, I like doing that. I don't like shouting out my stuff. But
it means fancy and stuff.
They take a long time to do. So, you know. Oh man. All right, guys. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.
Love those who are far, hug those who are close, guys. Like I said, have a great rest of the week. We'll see you next week with more shenanigans and whatever we call this show.
Hopefully less of whatever the hell you said about Sting earlier. We'll see y'all next week.